What's up, everybody? Welcome to the next edition of the Losers Lounge podcast. It's good to be here. I know I've taken a few weeks of absence from YouTube throughout November. That's because I had to deal with a lot of things going on in my personal life, and I went on a vacation for about a week. I'll get to more on that in a little bit. But first off, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podcast with me, two-time Losers Lounge Member of the Year and Optimistic Hall of Famer, the heelist of Ballers.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I am back, and it's great to be back on the greatest podcast in the YWC. And it's great to be back on once again with the optimistic individual himself, Christian freaking Miracle. And it's great to be back once again. And it's been a while since you've seen us. So,
you know it, bro.
Good to be back.
Yeah, the last time we were here was a month ago when we talked and predicted Crown Jewel with Long Neck Josh.
Yeah, for real.
We have a guest actually with us right now, someone who's been a prominent guest in previous editions of the Losers Lounge, and somebody, ladies and gentlemen, who is going to be inducted into the Optimistic Hall of Fame next week. Please welcome Leo the Phenom.
Que pasa, amigos? I am here once again, join my guys to talk about another set of wrestling. I am very excited and looking forward to this very much. It's about a month overdue since I was originally meant to be with Crown Jewel review, but issues did happen that we couldn't do it. But hey, better late than never, right?
Yeah, well, look on the bright side. You get to be part of something we haven't done in a while, and that is a double review of two wrestling events from two companies. Willie, we haven't done this since 2019. It's a review of AEW Full Gear and WWE Survivor Series.
Wow.
Whew. Two great events that happened this month. Well, one was great, the other was questionable.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, we had a good time, and that's what matters the most. I want to take this moment to say, folks, sorry again for the lack of content this month. That was mostly because I was taking a personal leave of absence, and I also returned to Virginia to visit my bro, Long Neck Josh, and take him actually to AEW Dynamite, which was in Norfolk last week.
Yeah, man.
And that was a fun night. Had a great time. Josh, you hardly watch my content, so I highly doubt you're listening to this, but you were the guest on the previous podcast. I want to tell you, man, I love you. I miss you already, even though we just seen each other. And I know we will see each other again very, very soon. And fun fact, folks, I actually surprised them. He did not even know I was there until that day. Minutes before I showed up, he didn't know I was there. So, great surprise, fantastic, and as always,
That's amazing, dude.
that was the first time I ever did that, and he was thankful, and he's doing great right now. But in the meantime, though, it's time to get started right here. We're going to start things off with AEW Full Gear, which took place November 13th in Minneapolis, Minnesota, at the Target Center. Speaking of Target sucks.
Hey, I like Target.
I haven't been to Target in years.
For me, the real big deal is Wal-Mart.
Walmart's awesome.
Yes, indeed.
Hey, I work at Walmart, but even I can say that I think I prefer Target because to me it's a lot cleaner.
I can understand that.
Plus, their prices are a lot more lower, I'm guessing. Like I said, I haven't been to Target in years, so I wouldn't know the prices at Target, but...
They're about similar. The only thing is that only thing I prefer Target is because one, it's not as hectic as Walmart. I should know. I work there 5 days a week, and second, it's just cleaner. Like people don't grab things of smut and like open them up or put them all over the place. And like Target takes care of that. You barely notice. Walmart, it's like you have all these employees and do like cleaning and stocking, and then you find all this garbage all over the place. It's like, do we have any employees?
Legit, man, for real.
This conversation and talking to wrestling events started talking in a debate between Walmart and Target. Look how crazy we are.
Let's not get Best Buy involved because their price is over.
Oh my God, let's not get Best Buy involved.
No.
Let's just move on. Well, let's actually talk about something that was heavily overpriced, and that was AEW Full Gear.
I didn't know wrestling had a price.
Yeah, unfortunately. We paid $60 for this, folks.
Yeah, I watched it through another way.
Yeah.
It was free.
Yeah,
Yeah, we watched it through another way.
Okay.
yeah, I am not paying $60 for a pay-per-view ever again.
For real.
It's all good. And of course, we hope you guys have been enjoying your month. And as you all know, this video releases on Friday. So in other words, today is Black Friday. So if you're actually just sitting here to listen to this podcast, what the hell are you doing out here? Get your ass to that store and start shopping.
Exactly. So it's Fin Friday. So,
and of course, this video also releases the day after American Thanksgiving. So we hope everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Canada, so my Thanksgiving was a month and a half ago.
Wow. What's it, Miro?
I'm about to say, I doubt people are going to be going to the stores because everyone does their online shopping now.
Oh, for real.
Honestly, that just gives me a great opportunity to go do in-store shopping because I'm like, okay, if a majority of them are doing it online, then I have the good chance here.
For real, for real.
I like to, here's the thing, I like online shopping, but when it comes to stores in the nearby area, I like to actually go there to get the feel of things.
I've never gone on Black Friday to shop. Never.
Yeah.
My family never done that.
It's the one time a year when employees of big time supermarkets, Wal-Mart, Target, big time malls go to work dressed in heavily armored suits.
Yes.
Because that crowd's
here's the thing.
gonna kill.
I worked Black Friday last year. Barely anyone showed up.
That's because it was 2020. And here's the thing. That's the cool thing. You better watch out because honestly, that mob of people will kill you faster than the Stampede killed Mufasa.
Mm-hmm. Are we talking about the remake or are we talking about like the original?
Not both of them because, well, it happened around the same time.
Yeah, true.
It was shot for shot remake, and you get what I mean.
Yeah, shot for shot remake even sucked anyways, but still working on it.
Yeah. Well, speaking of remakes and shit like that, 2022 is going to be absolutely loaded, and us here at the Losers Lounge podcast are excited, especially when the 2022 pay-per-views arrive in the likes of AEW and WWE, especially since there's going to be a shitload of stadium shows.
Yeah, for real. Like, what the heck, dude? So many stadium shows next year.
Yeah. Sounds like heavily armed profits.
Yeah, for real.
That's record profits from a dying wrestling company. Am I right, Willie?
Yeah, it's totally dying. It's totally mid.
Yeah. Okay, that's enough of that. AEW Full Gear was fun in a lot of ways, and at the same time, was questionable in a few ways. A big problem that they continue to have is they're putting too many matches on the card.
Exactly.
This show was over 4.5 hours long.
It felt longer than that, to be honest.
Yeah, it kind of did. And a lot of the matches, almost over half of them, lasted over 20 minutes. Some of them were understandable. Others were like, okay, that didn't really need to be that long. Should have cut it short. Because a lot of these things, here's the thing. When you're trying to have long matches, you can't drag them. You don't do that. Some of them were the exception of that. Others, not so much. A big example of one that was an exception was the opening match of Full Gear, and that was MJF versus Darby Allin. That match went on for 22 minutes, and it was well done from start to finish. Because you notice those two, they put on a hell of a good job. They made sure that they did not slow things down too much. They slowed it a little bit, but not too much. They sped it up, but not too much. You see that? See the pattern, guys?
Oh, for real.
It's the words, but not too much.
Yeah, dude, for real.
MJF and Darby Allin was honestly the best match of the whole damn night, in my opinion. Because, wow, they absolutely blew me away. And MJF got the win and did exactly what he said he would do. That is, beat Darby Allin with a headlock takedown.
That was... Shout out to my homie Beast 9000 out there. He was laughing his head off when that happened. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Hey, Leo, so I'll start with you, man. What was your thoughts on the MJF Darby Allin match?
You know what? For a match that was 22 minutes, it didn't feel like that. It felt like just about a good, perfect timing. It seriously felt like half that time, but it was seriously shocking. It went 22 minutes, but you know what? Props to these two. They're seriously the future of this business. I can see nothing but greatness in their future. Darby, for the love of God, stop trying to kill yourself. You're 25 and you're seriously taking bumps like these. By your 35, you're probably gonna have to retire. My guy, don't do it.
Yeah, well,
He's actually 27, but yeah.
Let's hope that doesn't. Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen because he's honestly one of AEW's best talents.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I'll be honest. I can see him as future AEW World Champion. It is possible. And here's the thing: MJF's crew tried to interfere, but they were taken out by the iconic Sting.
Grandpa.
We're coming in like on a year since Sting showed up at Winter is Coming, which, by the way, folks, Winter is Coming is taking place in the middle of December this time.
Yeah, real.
Yes.
Last year, Sting made his debut, and let's be honest, he's not been impactful with AEW at all and has been yet on almost every single goddamn poster.
No, here's my thing, Christian. We are 1 year from the day he's debuted. My big question is, what in the hell are you doing here? Why are you here? We have yet to get an answer.
Yeah, it's like, I get it. Want to manage Darby Allin? I'm all for it. That's good. But he's honestly just been there just to stand there and look cool.
I mean, I'll give him credit. Some of the matches he's been in, he's done some stuff, but
yeah, but honestly, he shouldn't be doing any of that. I get that he can still perform decent, but decent in wrestling is not good enough. You know, here's the thing: when it comes to the way we critique wrestlers, we don't give them free passes because they're old. Everyone is fair game. But thankfully, of course, it wasn't MJF versus Sting. Otherwise, the match would have sucked.
If anything, it probably would have been a squash for Sting.
Yeah. But Leo, continue on with your thought overall of the match.
Very good match. Would I say it's match of the night? Probably like top 3 for me. But yeah, I would still say it is a fantastic match. Amazing way to open the show. And I give props to both of them. They each and every time I watch them, I become a bigger fan of both of them.
Alrighty, I like that. Okay, Heel Balor, your thoughts on the MJF Darby Allin match?
A really fun, entertaining match to open the show. Started the show hot. Darby, like you guys just said, please stop trying to kill yourself in these matches. You are young, you are talented, you are awesome, and you doing freaking coffin drops in the freaking apron and missing, bro. That's not cool. You flinging yourself into the freaking ring post are not cool. Doing suicide dives. I know he's a daredevil and a risk taker, but you gotta tone it down a little bit, bro, before you really injure yourself. But yeah, overall, it was a really good match. These two are the 4 pinnacles of AEW, and it was a really good match to open the show. And the way MJF won was just the best part of the freaking match. The problem with the rest of the match was that we really actually, myself, Leo, and my crew, we actually could see some of the match, like a little bit of the opening, because our stream kept lagging, so that was something. But overall, it was a really fun, entertaining match to open the show. And the right person won. Darby Allin in my opinion, didn't need the win, but it would have been. It was a really fun match overall.
Yeah, I believe, in my opinion, MJF really needed the win a lot more than Darby Allin did, and the big reason for that is because it's time to elevate MJF to be the one to take the world title off the new champ Hangman Adam Page.
Yep.
I think, here's the thing. Others can probably say they want CM Punk to do it, Adam Cole or Bryan Danielson, and here I am, I'm like, no, it should be MJF. He's been here also since day one, has been one of the standard bearers of AEW. It should be him. And here's the thing, regarding Full Gear, y'all mentioned you were watching on a stream. I also watched on a stream, and that was on the Fight TV app, which I realized I could download onto my big TV that I got, on Black Friday, coincidentally, last year. The big 65-inch monster. I didn't realize that I could actually download that app to stream in 4K Ultra HD. So that was the first time I got to watch AEW on that type of quality.
That's awesome.
And for the record, no, I'm not bragging about what I got. I'm just saying what I did. Because
Exactly.
I could have done it with all the other pay-per-views, but I didn't do it because I didn't know I could do it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, I could do this. I could have done this. That's awesome.
Good job, man.
I could have watched that. I could have watched that horrible AEW Revolution barbed wire death match in 4K. No, I don't really care about that one. Oh my god, that was awful. But yeah, I believe MJF, right person to win the match. Got to elevate him a little bit higher as time goes on, especially since, like I mentioned, I want him to be the one to take the title off of Adam Page. Hopefully, at Double or Nothing next May. Which, by the way, folks, AEW has announced, and this is not a shocker to any of us, Double or Nothing's been announced for Las Vegas again.
No shot.
Granted, it was supposed to be that in 2020, and let's be honest, it's going to be like that for forever. It's Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
It relates to gambling. I don't see any other place hosting it other than Las Vegas. I mean, you could have it in Atlantic City, though. There's a shit ton of casinos over there.
Yeah.
So there are some other options, maybe, but let's be honest. When you think of gambling, Willie, what's the first place you think of?
Las Vegas, dude.
Las Vegas, exactly. Not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm just saying, don't be like SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
Being in the same place for the longest of times.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can still have it Double or Nothing and still have it take place in randomly like Portland, Oregon or something. I don't know.
Yeah, legit. Yeah.
Well, screw you, Skype.
Skype kicked you out or something?
Not only they kicked me out, the whole Skype just crashed on me.
Ah.
Oh, wow.
Well, the
That
good thing
is
is we
too.
didn't move on to the next match. Yeah, we were talking about how Double or Nothing is in Vegas again.
Yep.
And we were like, just because it's called Double or Nothing doesn't mean it has to be in Las Vegas. I get it, the name and it would make sense and everything, but it doesn't have to be in Vegas.
Yeah, there's Atlantic City.
I mentioned that, Atlantic City. That's another place. You can have it at Trump Plaza or something, like WrestleMania 4 and 5. I don't even know if that place still exists. Does Trump Plaza still exist anymore? What the hell? We'll figure that out another time. But I even said it could be in any random place, as random as Portland, Oregon, or maybe Kansas City, Missouri. Hey, actually, Maverick put Double or Nothing in St. Louis, since they were Full Gear was supposed to be in St. Louis this year.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, folks, as of this podcast, we have no idea where their next pay-per-view is going to be located at Revolution. So they announced Double or Nothing, but they didn't say anything about Revolution, which is literally coming up next.
Exactly. Not really smart.
Okay, I got your answer, Christian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Trump Plaza is no longer in Atlantic City.
Oh.
It's now the pyramid in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Ah, okay. Well, still,
okay.
Atlantic City is well known for their gambling. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, they announced Double or Nothing for Las Vegas. Have not said a word about Revolution. I've heard some reports about potentially going back to Chicago, which, by the way, AEW Dynamite at the time of this recording this night is Wednesday, November 24th, and it's at the Wintrust Arena in Chicago, which is the place that hosted Revolution in 2020.
True.
But, no, they have not said a word. Here's the thing. Unless we get something, hell, we may hear something about Revolution tonight. If it's going to be at Wintrust Arena, the odds are they're going to announce it tonight on Dynamite for the audience. So,
Guarantee you. Sure, man.
you know, if that is the case, that's all right. But let's be honest. Why do we want to have AEW constantly in Chicago?
I'll tell you, one man, Mr. Charles Montgomery Punk.
He's honestly worn out his overexposure. Sorry to AEW fans, but I'm just saying, CM Punk, just move on from the fact that you're back now.
I didn't even care that he was back.
Well, I did. From his moment of his return up to All Out. In my opinion, the party continues up into that. But once he's done his first match, time to move forward with business. And so far, they have not been booking CM Punk correctly at all.
They're booking Danielson a lot better than booking Punk, in my opinion. That's my guy right there.
That is true.
They're booking my guy better than booking Punk.
Here's the thing. I've also heard reports that possibly Revolution could be in St. Louis, which I think would be understandable, given that they kind of owe St. Louis. And Tony Khan did say, "Don't worry, St. Louis, we'll make it up to you."
Yeah, Tony.
Better make it up to them somehow. I mean, if you're not gonna do Revolution, then maybe give them all out.
Yeah.
Or give them Full Gear 2022.
Don't go back to Chicago for All Out or whatever. Like, come on now.
Yeah, you don't want to have so many pay-per-views in Chicago because that gets a little bit hard to follow sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, honestly, the other thing that I heard... Here's the thing. I posted a theory tweet, so I'll make this quick so we can move on to the next match. But I have a theory that they're going to put Revolution in Toronto.
Ooh.
The reason I said that is because at the Full Gear press conference, once it was over, there's always a post-pay-per-view press conference.
Yeah.
Tony Khan mentioned he wants to bring AEW to Toronto for a major event. And that's conveniently at the time, Revolution was also not confirmed to have a location yet. So maybe the reason they didn't announce it is because they're actually trying to get it booked in Toronto. Haven't exactly finalized it, but the moment if they do, and I said if, folks, so don't tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong, because I know I'm just putting a freaking theory. Anyway.
Exactly.
It's just a theory. If they get it booked up, then they're going to announce it. And how cool would that look? The Revolution comes to Canada, to Toronto. And Toronto is one of the biggest wrestling scenes in Canada. I mean, a lot of people think of Calgary because of the Hearts, or Montreal because of, let's say, example, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and several others. But no, Toronto has been a massive wrestling scene for like decades. And hell, Edge, Christian Cage, Trish Stratus, name those guys.
Yeah.
And not to mention, I've seen a lot of the great talent up around here in the Ontario indie scene. They are some of the best I've ever witnessed, and I know they each have great futures ahead of them, including yours truly. So, if it's in Toronto, then hallelujah. But if it's not, it's okay. I have a good feeling that someday they're going to bring a pay-per-view to Toronto. But in the meantime, we're going to move on to the next match, and that was the Lucha Brothers versus FTR for the AEW Tag Team Championship. And what a match that was. That 2 matches in a row were fantastic. And Willie, what do you know? For once, the Lucha Brothers didn't waste their time with a Zero Mero taunt. We are living in very confusing times here. Very confusing times indeed.
Really, bro.
Because remember when the Lucha Brothers did it all the time, so many times per match, to the point where we were like, are you going to do something?
For real, man. For real.
And even worse than that, a lot of the times the other wrestlers just stand there and let it happen, not doing anything. I'm like, do freaking something here. For once, and ever since they winning the AEW Tag Team titles, the Lucha Brothers have not been time wasters in their matches, so I'm thankful for that. And FTR, fantastic tag team, of course. Conveniently, FTR lost their tag team titles to the Young Bucks at last year's Full Gear. That was also a good match.
Yep.
So, Willie, I'll start with you. What was your thoughts? By the way, first off, folks, the Lucha Brothers defeated FTR to retain the titles in another pretty much 20-minute match. And this one was also understandable at being 20 minutes. So, Willie, what was your thoughts on the AEW Tag Team title match?
Fun match. It was okay, to say the least. I mean, I just don't care about the Lucha Brothers Tag Team Champs, and that's not their fault. That's AEW's booking. The booking has just been horrendous with my boys at the Tag Team Champions. It's so frustrating. I don't understand why they're just not really doing that much. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's the way I'm looking at things. They're not really doing the thing, like, good things, in my opinion, with the Lucha Brothers. They're just there. But tag titles are secondary. And FTR, in my opinion, FTR a freaking joke at this point. I don't care about it. It's a freaking joke. They said there were jokes in WWE. There are way bigger jokes than AEW. That's not me hating on AEW. It's the booking that, in my opinion, they're doing with FTR.
Yeah,
They're
honestly,
not entertaining. They're not funny, and that's it. Simple as that.
let's be honest, the FTR is the shortest reigning AEW Tag Team Champions in history. They lost them on their first defense, too.
Yep. Oh, but they're in the Pinnacle. Pinnacle has just been non-existent at this point.
Yeah, here's the thing. Even when they were part of the Pinnacle, and when that was also including Sean Spears, we were like, these guys are still nothing, and so is Sean. Hell, Sean Spears wasn't even on this pay-per-view. Here's the thing. Sean Spears hasn't been on an AEW pay-per-view since Double or Nothing.
Sean Spears has never been relevant anyways. Not in WWE, not in AEW.
Yeah,
Period.
that's an example. He's an example of AEW isn't the House of Glory or something. What? Actually, better like that. House of Glory actually is a wrestling promotion.
It is.
I just realized that. Anyway,
It is.
it just goes to show that AEW is not the holy grail if you get released from WWE.
Mhm.
Not for all of you, anyway. For some of you, you're lucky. Others,
Bro.
nope. The real stars, however, in my opinion, are those who are honestly bred in the indie scene and in AEW.
The homegrown talent.
Hell yeah.
Simple as that.
There's quite a number of great homegrown talents. A lot of them we enjoyed. Overall, though, yeah, I can understand your criticisms of the bookings of both these tag teams.
Yeah.
They put on a good match, at least. That's good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree in some ways. I'm like, I bet even Tully Blanchard sometimes like, why am I still hanging out with these guys? Put me in with other guys that are actually cool.
I don't know why Tully Blanchard's even in this company.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on with the booking?
Yeah, what's going on?
Whatever.
Is the Horsemen constantly against each other because he and Arn Anderson are constantly at each other's throats?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
As much as I'm enjoying Arn Anderson, the whole Glock thing, even I don't understand why he's in the company. Like,
Yeah.
I always been there to be a coach and all that kind of stuff, and to coach Cody Rhodes, but I just, it's just so weird. I mean, maybe it's just not me. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
yeah.
But I'm just not caring for this whole thing. The
It
match
just-
was okay.
Yeah, it seems
I
to
really
me,
didn't pay attention that much to it, but in the ending, yeah, enough said. I mean, I really don't have much to say on it.
Yeah,
I
honestly,
really
you
don't.
bring up another good point here. There's
Yeah.
You remember when AEW first came into place and in 2019, and a lot of old wrestling legends showed up to be managers of wrestlers?
Yes.
It seems to me like it's not working anymore. The likes of Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard,
Mhm.
Jake the Snake Roberts, and Sting. It just doesn't feel like it's working anymore.
What do you think, Leo? What do you think?
I don't know. I never care, to be honest. It's like at first it's like cool, I guess, and then over time it's like okay, what's changed? How have you helped in any way?
Yeah, like, a few months, totally fine. But a lot of them have been with the same people they're hanging out with for 2 years now. And it's gotten to the point where we're now questioning, do these wrestlers really need these legends as their managers anymore? In my opinion, the only one that actually worked out is Taz. Team Taz. Whew. Like, what do you think, Leo? Do you believe Taz is like the only one that actually kind of worked out even as time went on?
You know what, man? You know, I kind of agree. I mean, as much as I like Ricky Starks, Powerhouse Hobbs, they're not really talkers.
Hey, don't forget Hook! I don't know why I said Hook, but everybody likes Hook for some reason.
Who cares about that curly haired little monster?
I'm just gonna flat out say this right now, folks. The only Hook that's relevant in this life is Captain Hook.
Exactly.
The Dustin Hoffman version, okay?
True.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Hook, great film. Go watch it if you haven't. It's a classic with
Classic.
Robin Williams. But anyway, move forward, Leo.
Yeah, I have to agree. The angry little midget is the only man that's been able to be a relevant manager.
Angry little midget. When did Marco Stunt become a manager?
I said angry, not worthless.
Yeah, yeah, you got a good point on that one. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Taz, here's the thing. He's got the type of he's got the type of skills to keep himself going, keep himself swimming, in the water, even when things are getting a lot more tough and the waves are getting a lot more bigger. Seems to be like Taz, he can keep himself going. And I look forward to seeing more of what's going on with Team Taz as well. But like the others, Sting stands around, poses, yells, woo! Hits a few Scorpion Death Drops here and there. Competes in matches that really kind of were bad because of his age. And then you got Arn Anderson with whatever the hell he's doing with Cody Rhodes. You got Tully Blanchard, who's constantly hanging out with FTR, as we mentioned, in this match. Which, by the way, Leo, what was your thoughts on the tag team title match?
You know what? Ever since the Lucha Brothers won the tag titles, I noticed the same thing as you did. They're not taunting as much. There's not as much cero miedo and all that bullshit. I'm like, every time they were like doing that, I'm like, oh my god, could someone just kick them in the balls and go cero cojones?
Yeah, one time in the match, sure, fine, good for you. That's great. 5 to 10 times, that was pushing it. This case, I think they hardly even did it once.
I think they did it maybe one time, and that was about it.
Fine,
and that was like towards the beginning of the match.
Yeah, and that was perfectly fine. Totally good. Excellent.
Yeah. Aside from that, good match. Only thing is, I did not understand the booking of the ending, because what the hell was with Cash Wheeler putting on a mask to go in, that get himself pinned, and then had Dax Harwood coming out on the bat with another mask and be like, wait, what the heck happened? Like,
yeah, like it was like their failed version of the Bella Twins doing twin magic.
And how are you gonna pull that off? You both have different looking bodies. One is hairier, the other one is smoother.
I'm pretty sure the referees are okay. I know, for example, and there's actually something else I wanted to bring up. I forgot what match this was in. I think it was this match actually. But the referee actually gave a full 5 count and didn't call for the disqualification.
Yeah.
I saw that happen. He's like, hey, get off him, off the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm like, he got the 5 count, and he didn't disqualify him. And here's the thing, I get that in AEW, it's the referee's discretion. I get that. But at the same time, don't insult our fucking intelligence. We're not stupid. We know how these counts work. They happen not just in WWE, they happen outside WWE. You have a 5 count to break the hold or you're disqualified. Or if you don't count for the disqualification, then what's the point of letting go? What's the point of the counting? This is another example of how the AEW referees are some of the worst in professional wrestling history. They don't do countouts. They don't call for disqualifications even when they do the damn counts. It's like as if, every match is freaking no holds barred. You might as well just go ahead and say it. Every match is no holds barred, and then we'll be fine with it and move on.
Tony Khan can just come out on a press conference and be like, oh, you know what? We're gonna have ourselves ECW rules, meaning all matches have to be won by pinfall submission, but either way, no disqualifications, no countouts, do whatever the hell you want. If that was the case, I'd be fine. But even then, that would be a little too much. But even the ECW, they knew how to save that up. Hell, good example. Me and Will here, we've become big fans of GCW. They have the same mentality as ECW, where you do whatever the heck you want in matches, but each and every match they do something different that it doesn't overexpose it.
Creativity in these type of scenarios are exactly what you need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're going to move on to the next match. The next match was the finals of the AEW World Championship Number 1 Contenders Tournament. And those final participants were Daniel, Bryan, and Rusev. At least that's what they used to be known as. But yeah, folks, Bryan Danielson versus Miro. Yes, don't worry, folks. I got it by this point. It's Miro. Willie, you happy now? It's Miro.
Yeah, it's Miro.
Yeah, you were just... I bet you were hoping, oh, God, I hope he doesn't screw it up again.
Yeah.
That was absolutely insane and crazy. Anyway, though... on paper, when you first hear about it, Willie, when you first hear the words Miro versus Bryan Danielson, what goes through your mind when you first hear about that match, about something that's coming up?
WWE.
Well, yes, but at the same time, you were like, oh my God, that should be good. That should be exciting. The match was 20 minutes long. Another match that went over 20 minutes, and it was kind of bad.
I enjoyed it for what it was.
Not to mention...
I was pretty much the entire match. I was like, Brian, don't you freaking dare win. Don't you dare win.
Not to mention, of course, my opinion was pretty bad. And the big part of that is it was way too long. It should have been cut down by 10 minutes.
Exactly. Matches like these, in my opinion, don't need to be going.
Yeah, they're trying to make all... they're putting 9 to 10 matches on the cards and having all of them last about half an hour each.
Yeah, bro.
And it's like, a lot of the times, it's okay. Other times, no. It's just no. And, unfortunately, like here's in Willie, you kept saying please don't win. Unfortunately, Bryan Danielson was the winner.
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson is now the #1 contender to the AEW World Championship. So, being pushed right to the top. But hey, you know what? He won a tournament. He earned his right to be there, so I guess that's okay.
Exactly.
But at the same time, Miro, in my opinion, should have honestly gotten a shot because he just went from being the damn TNT champion for like 5 months. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, he's being elevated a little bit here. That's good. Elevate him from being that horrible best man with Kip Sabian, oh my God.
Yeah.
To being the TNT champion. And I was honestly thinking, okay, it's his time to, try to at least contend for the world title. There we go. He's rising himself up. That's good. Nope, Bryan Danielson wins. And for a lot of people, it's like, it's never too early because it's Bryan Danielson. Shut up.
Yeah, bro.
Bryan Danielson, that's like, here's the thing. If you're okay with that, then you're definitely okay with The Rock beating CM Punk in 2013. Of which he also didn't deserve that.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I'm like, wrong winner, and at the same time, the match was really bad because of how long it was. I was like, oh my God. Okay. There were so many false finishes it wasn't that when the false finishes happened, it wasn't a, oh my God, he kicked out moment. He was like, really? He kicked out? What? Why?
Exactly.
You don't do it like that. But it's okay, though. We're moving forward. So, Leo, I'll start with you. Your thoughts on the Bryan Danielson versus Miro match.
I didn't care too much about it. Going in, I'm like, okay, what the heck are we gonna expect to see from Brian D and Miro? I mean Miro. So we basically get a 20-minute fight with guys who pretty much have different styles of work. One is more of a powerhouse brawler. The other one is more of a technician, high flyer. For what it was, I think it was fine. But if they cut the match maybe in half, I think it would probably been better. But, it is what it is. AEW love to have these long matches. So, it's a whatever for me.
Yeah, it was like I've mentioned, it's okay if you want to have these two major stars in there. It's like, the problem is the matches don't always have to be that long. This was an example one that should not have been as long as it was. Yeah, cutting it in half, I think, honestly, the result of the review of it would be a lot better.
Yeah.
Either way, you go down.
Yeah. So either way, Brian wins. You know what? I expected it because we all know how Tony Khan loves to put the bigger former WWE guys over the the crop of guys that you had coming in at the beginning.
Well, I will admit that has been actually a little bit debatable in recent months. I'll let it say in recent months.
Kind of.
Yeah, in a way.
It is.
Like, in a way, it is what it is. Well, Miro, I'm sorry, sure you got better after you split from Kip Sabian, but really, after that, it's kind of been like, you know what, you're trying to make yourself serious, but the damage was already kind of done. So I really can't care too much.
That's okay. It's understandable. So, Willie, I'll start with you. I'll go with you next. Bryan Danielson versus Miro. Your thoughts on that match?
Like I said, I was literally just holding my breath throughout the entire match. I'm like, Miro, please win. Please win. But didn't happen. Danielson won in a really good, fun, entertaining match. Just went way too long. And plus, there are things in the match I don't remember. Like, all I remember is that Danielson won. That's literally it. One with the freaking chokehold or whatever. I don't freaking know. I don't remember what he freaking won with, but he won the match. It was pretty fun for what I remember. And, yeah, he's number one contender. And he used to turn heel on the world champion. So, yeah, cool stuff. And Danielson as a heel is going to be fantastic. His work in WWE is fantastic as a heel with the whole environmentally friendly vegan. And I think this time with him being more violent, more ruthless, and basically more edgy, I think he's going to allow to do more with his heel character. So it's going to be great.
Yeah,
it's more in line to his heel run in Ring of Honor.
Yep.
Yeah, I honestly believe things will go well with that. There's actually a couple of pet peeves I also had about this whole situation. Bryan Danielson, well-known name, big-time name. His first pay-per-view match was a literal calm-down match from the first two.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is, why did AEW take out the lyrics to his entrance theme?
I don't know. I hate it.
Those were great lyrics. I enjoyed it.
They need to make his theme longer. It's so short. Seriously, if you listen to Bryan's whole theme in AEW, it's short. It's only 1 minute long.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Here's the thing. If you're not going to put in the final countdown, understandable because of the money situation, yes. But if you're going to create a new theme, I would honestly think that if you were bringing this guy in, you would have a splendid theme. Example, like Adam Cole's theme in AEW is absolutely fantastic.
Cole's theme rocks. So good.
It's like a mixture of his time of Ring of Honor and NXT combined.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like, when you put those two in, and you're actually paying tribute to things, that actually works out well. Here's the thing. When you're trying to reference WWE or Ring of Honor or other things, instead of constantly taking shots, how great does it look when they're actually tributing? A majority of the night, folks, was a tribute to Eddie Guerrero, because it was November 13th, the night he passed away in 2005.
Yeah, for real.
And for some of the occasions, yes, that was epic. For the others, a little too much. I'm like, not everybody has to do that. Paying tribute, that's understandable, but when almost everybody is doing it, almost every match is looking the same. So
it just loses its impact.
Kind of does, yep. Yeah. Impact. I get it. Impact. Kind of like how Impact lost everything in the whole big crossover.
Yeah, I actually said that on purpose.
Yep. Impact Wrestling was used, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm just going to say this right here, ladies and gentlemen. Impact did not gain anything from this partnership with AEW. I know y'all going to make a bunch of excuses like, oh, well, the profits, heel bound, the profits. I don't care about the pay-per-view profits. I don't care about the pay-per-view buy rates. Kenny Omega brought the title to relevancy. That title's been brought to relevancy since 2016, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like, the whole thing about the buy rates and stuff, as much as it improved for Impact in comparison to the recent years, it was still a pretty bad number.
Yeah, not going to change anything, and you marks know it. All you guys listening to this know it. That did nothing to change anything. You can talk about, it brought you back into professional wrestling. That's fantastic. That's great. That's your opinion. God bless you. But in reality, you all know it's not really the case that it helped out Impact Wrestling. It actually ruined them for the long run, in my opinion. And I don't want AEW anywhere near another wrestling company for a long time. I know they're partnering up with New Japan and they're partnering with other places like just other places. But yeah, just keep yourselves distant, people.
Yeah,
please.
one of the most awkward things in that entire partnership was having Christian Cage and Kenny Omega, 2 AEW talents, fighting for an Impact title.
I don't know why they did it, for the first episode of Rampage. By the way, Rampage has been tanked for the past few months, blah, blah, blah.
Let's be perfectly fair.
Yeah.
With the exception of CM Punk's big arrival, Rampage has been one of the worst shows ever. I was attending, the show, the Dynamite show in Norfolk, and, they taped Rampage after that. Yeah. Myself and even Longneck Josh, we were like, we should have left after Dynamite ended. Because it was horrible. Tony Khan had even said, this is one of the biggest match cards in Rampage history. I'm like, if that was the biggest match card, then oh my God, you're not doing a good job at all.
He says that about every card he books.
Yeah. I mean, if it gets the crowd hyped up, that's good, but it's not that good. And don't worry, folks. Yeah. There's quite a number of rants we got a little bit later on. But in the meantime, we're going to talk about something we have no rants for. And that was the 6-man tag team Falls Count Anywhere match.
Match of the freaking night.
Christian Cage and Jurassic Express versus Adam Cole and the Young Bucks, the Super Click.
Yep.
And here's the thing. This match was also almost 25 minutes long, but this was an example of a match that was understandable. It's Falls Count Anywhere with trios. And there's a lot of things that are happening. And here's the one thing. The one thing I was scared of is when it comes to multiple people being in a Falls Count Anywhere match, you could miss a lot of things.
Yeah, for real.
Because there's so much happening at once. They managed to balance it out and perform very well. And they actually made sure that they did not steer away from each other for very long.
Yeah, for real.
But can we just talk about how Jungle Boy almost swallowed thumbtacks?
Man, that was something.
But at the same time, aren't they kind of overusing thumbtacks here?
It's AEW. Remember, they're trying to cater to a hardcore fan base. Because remember, there's no such thing as casuals in AEW. Casuals don't exist, apparently.
That's a lie, obviously.
Exactly. CM Punk, talking to you, bro.
Yeah.
We're talking to you, Cody.
So, overall, though, I really like the match. Christian Cage and Jurassic Express got the win when one of the Bucks, I forgot if it was Matt or Nick, but I'll just say it was a Buck, took a concerto on the stage by Jungle Boy.
Yep.
And let's be honest, another cool thing about the whole feud with the Super Click, Jurassic Express and Christian Cage, is like, here's another example of when I was at the show in Norfolk. Adam Cole made his entrance, and everybody enjoys the entrance because it's crazy. Boom, Adam Cole, baby, that's all stuff. And then literally seconds later, the Jurassic Express theme hits, and everyone is now waving their hands and singing. Man. Jurassic Express has one of the best themes in AEW.
Dude, for real.
Because it's a song you can dance to. It's like their version of New Day. You can dance to it, and it's awesome, and it's well done. But overall, though, Willie, I'll start with you. What was your thoughts on the Falls Count Anywhere match?
Match of the freaking night. There were so many spots. I could not even, count how many there were. Super kicks, thumbtacks, dangerous spots, crowd fighting. The ending sequence was incredible. Concertos.
Luchasaurus doing a shooting star press off the damn stage for someone who's 6'8".
Yeah, dude. That was insane.
It was picture perfect. Jeez. They definitely practiced that.
Oh, they had to have done that for real. Oh my gosh, there's just so many spots. You guys go back and watch it, man. Our talking here won't do it justice. Just go back and watch it. For me, it was Match of the freaking Nights next to Darby Allin and MJF, and of course for me the main event. But this is so much fun, and it was just so much fun. Enough said.
When that match took place, after I was starting to get a little disappointed from the Bryan Danielson Miro match, I was like, oh no, we're starting to go down here. But then this match definitely picked up. I was like, okay, here we go. And I enjoyed that for what it was. So, Leo, what was your thoughts on the Falls Count Anywhere match?
What? All right, I gotta agree with Will on here. This to me was match of the night. It was brutal, violent, and and absolutely fun. That's the word I want to use. Fun. I enjoyed every moment that they did, every spot, even some callbacks like the reverse suplex twist onto the ladder that Adam Cole took, similar to that when he fought Malachi Black, back known as Aleister Black, in the Extreme Rules match in NXT. And
I was there for that. That was in Philly. I was there.
Yeah. That there's that. There's the thumbtacks in the mouth spot. I have seen that spot done before, but it's always weird to look at because, like, why you put thumbtacks in the mouth? It's like, why even have to keep your mouth like open? I get the lips, but like you have control of your jaw. Just go, just that way it doesn't go in.
Definitely.
But either way, you know what? I think it was a perfect way to end the match with Jungle Boy hitting the concerto on. You know what? It was one of the Bucks. I don't know. At this point, who gives a buck?
Wow.
So it is what it is. Absolutely fun match of the night, hands down. And you know what? I wouldn't mind if they all had another similar match. Maybe, I don't know, something kind of like Blood and Guts down the line.
That could work.
So
that could work, yeah.
Yeah, go. Fantastic. That's all I got to say.
All right, then. We're going to move on to the next match. The worst match of the whole night. Cody Rhodes and Pac versus Andrade El Idolo and Malachi Black. Who would have thought a match involving Malachi, Pac, and Andrade was the worst?
You know what? I'll just say my quick thoughts here because I have no freaking... I don't want to talk about this match. It was slow. It was just weird at times. I didn't care for it. I don't remember who won the freaking match, but no.
Cody and Pac got, just to say, Cody and Pac got the win. But who cares?
Yeah, enough said. I don't remember what happened.
This was a match that should have been saved for like Dynamite or something. Because it did not need to be on the pay-per-view. There was 9 matches on the card. Here's the thing. I'm just going to say it right here. For AEW's pay-per-views, they should just have 8 matches on the card. 8, not 9 or 10. Too much. They're trying to put all the damn talent on the show. And that's a problem. You don't want to accessorize it with quantity. That's not quality. Hell, WWE learned about that the hard way with their 5 to 6 hour WrestleManias. So, I'm just saying. And the other thing, of course, is like the one thing I loved, the audience, they absolutely hate Cody Rhodes. Because everyone's finally catching up to what I've been saying for years. He's not a big-time main event talent, and he never will be, no matter how much he tries to put himself over. Cody Rhodes.
It's now people are starting to wake up. Yeah. I've known this for many years about Cody.
Cody Rhodes is not that guy. You would look at him.
No.
He was not even that guy when he was part of Legacy. In my opinion, the real star outside of Randy Orton was Ted DiBiase Jr. But Cody Rhodes, like, could be one of the biggest mid-card talents, yes, but he gives himself WrestleMania-style entrances every single time he arrives. There was that whole thing with his dog or something. Now there's Arn Anderson, like, doing his shtick. Even, hell, they even created, like, a reality show with Brandy Rhodes. And,
which flopped.
Yeah, flopped big time. I don't even remember what the damn thing was called.
Rhodes to the top.
Oh. Well,
yeah.
If you're going to the... They're the only people that would go to the top and then end up sliding back down.
No, not even slide back down. They were pulled. The rug was pulled right under them, and they went straight down.
Yeah, they're like Aladdin and Princess Jasmine and going on a magic carpet, except the carpet doesn't fly.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, look at that. I just made a freaking Aladdin reference. That was good.
Oh, there you go.
But again, Cody Rhodes really ruined a lot of the shit in the match. The audience was shitting all over him. And that's because everyone is just freaking tired of him. As much as he doesn't want to, like, turn heel, fine. I understand. But, like, just ignoring what the problem is a bad idea. There's a lot of times where other places ignore the bad ideas, and it like, blows up in their face.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes. So here's the thing. What do you think of a match that involves Malachi Black and Andrade actually teaming up? One would think, oh shit, I gotta watch that, huh? But, and even the other side, Cody Rhodes had Pac on his side. And the match was just horrible. It was sucked. It was terrible. It did not need to exist. Should not have existed. And my God, that was a waste of goddamn time. Cody Rhodes is a person who's got the go-away heat. Which, okay, I'll be honest, that's a little hypocritical on my part. I should not have said that. But maybe if they're saying that there's such a thing as go-away heat, maybe that's what they were referring to.
Yep.
I've not once seen go-away heat in here's the thing, I haven't seen go-away heat in, like, AEW ever. If you get go-away heat in AEW, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Honestly, Cody Rhodes is like Norman Osborn in Spider-Man. You can't do this to me. I started this company. You know how much I sacrificed? Honestly, like, here's the thing. My personal opinion, Cody Rhodes should just stick to being an executive backstage, honestly. Because nothing he's doing is working. Nothing he's done in AEW outside of his first match with Dustin Rhodes at Double or Nothing 2019. Outside of that...
Overrated, by the way, people.
Yeah, that match is overrated, too. And the whole, I need my baby. I need my older... I said baby brother. What the fuck? I need my older brother. I'm like, that was emotional. That was well done. Well, I don't get it. Well, how is that the greatest thing you've ever seen? And then even after that, he accomplished nothing. Nothing. His feud with MJF was weird as hell because he was willing to get whipped with a freaking belt. Hell, honestly, I wouldn't have been surprised if he decided to turn himself into a male prostitute just so he could have a match with MJF. I'm like, why do you care so much? You hardly knew the guy. And now, then he did a reality show with Brandy. Now he's trying to get himself...
It fails, it sucks.
Yeah, and then he tries to do more things here and there, and still does the big WrestleMania-style entrance, which I don't understand. Like, he's not that big a deal here. The only person who thinks he's a big deal is Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, dude.
My God, dude.
I have the perfect response of why finally people are turning on him. Because it's not because we're getting tired of it. It's because people are finally opening their eyes and seeing that this man is so full of shit.
Yeah.
This man flaunts his ego. He gives himself all these elaborate entrances, like with all the fireworks, like he's the biggest star in the company, which, like, no, you're not. You're not even the biggest star in your own family. Like, you're not that great in the ring. I'm sorry. You've had maybe like a couple matches I think I enjoyed of yours, and that's about it.
I'll be honest. Even Dustin Rhodes is boring the shit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
The Rhodes have not been doing that well.
Yeah. What else? Your wife is a HO. Yeah.
Ooh, now we're getting personal. Oh boy.
If you don't know how I get on Twitter, Christian.
Let's be careful.
I won't go that. I won't say that much on here, but you can just ask Will how bad I can get.
Go follow Leo LaFino on Twitter, folks.
Yes, at Leo_the Phenom.
Yep. So if you want to see what his shtick on Cody Rhodes and anything on that standards, go check it out if you want to. And at the same time, you might get pissed off and start becoming a troll. So on second thought, don't even bother.
No, bring it. I can take the heat. I am tougher than a $1 cookie.
And that shit is really tough, folks. Trust me.
Legit, yo.
All right. Let's actually move forward and talk about something else entirely, because this is boring the shit out of me.
Not even worth wasting another second.
Yeah, not even worth it. So let's move on to the AEW Women's Championship, and I'll be honest, I thought this was going to suck too, but thankfully it didn't. But that might just be because the previous match was the worst. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, defended the AEW Women's title against Ty Conti, and for the longest time I thought it was Tay. Apparently it's pronounced Thai. Like Thai food.
Tay, simp. I mean, never mind.
I heard that. Okay, it's Tay.
He only said that because our friend Beast Mode 9000 simps every time we bring her up.
Ty Conti. She's
He's
so
a huge simp.
spicy like Thai. Get it? Speaking of, here's the thing. I'm not a guy who likes spicy food, but is Thai food good to anyone who's actually ate it?
I've never had it.
It depends where you get it.
Okay.
I've had it before, so.
What if I just flew right to Thailand and had it there? Would that actually be better? Let's just move on. No, we're talking about Thai food. What the hell's wrong with us?
Funny, I just legit had lunch like 2 seconds ago. So
this would have been a better conversation for the previous match. But anyway, Dr. Britt Baker and Ty Conti actually put on a really good match. It was 15 minutes, so it didn't go on way too long. It was full of good back and forth action, and Britt Baker is the winner. I'm not surprised about that because I think the one who will take the title is Thunder Rosa. And in my opinion, that should happen at Revolution.
as she should, because Britt Baker is not doing good things as world champion, in my opinion.
Well, the TBS championship is getting more relevance than the women's championship, and it doesn't even exist yet.
Exactly.
Technically, it doesn't exist because it doesn't even have a lineage yet. We're still in the midst of a tournament here.
Exactly.
Which I'm pretty sure we'll be talking more about the TBS Championship when we get to Revolution, because by that point, it will have existed.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, the match was alright, but at the same time, no disrespect to Britt Baker, but she's been one of the worst women's champions I've seen.
Oh, Sheeta! What you got? Go ahead, Leo.
Hey, here's the thing. Have any of the 4 women's champions that we've had been any good?
Let's see. Riho, absolutely not. She was honestly... Yeah, we don't even know who the hell that is. The inaugural women's champion, we don't even know who the hell that is. She didn't even last in the damn tournament.
I haven't asked one of my good friends, I think it was last year, like who the inaugural women's champion was. He was like, who? Yeah, Riho, remember her? And he's like, who?
Yeah, you know, the little Japanese schoolgirl.
The teeny tiny person who's been wrestling since she was 9. And here's the thing. They say she was wrestling since she was 9, and when I look at her, I was like, was that like a few months ago? But anyway,
Sure.
yeah, Riho, absolutely not. Horrible, terrible in every second of the word. Nyla Rose, actually, it was good. But at the same time, they didn't actually last. That didn't last at all.
Don't remember much of her reign.
Only won like 2.5 months.
Yeah, she should have been the first champion. Hell, she was beaten by Riho in the finals. And I'm like, no, it should have been Nyla Rose. Here's the thing. She ends up winning the title from her anyway. I'm like,
yeah.
Should have been her from the start. Because for one thing, it was historic for when she won it. She was the first ever trans female, and also at the same time, the first Native American to come from the Six Nations to win a major championship in wrestling. That should have been the first title reign. Because of how historic that sounds. But nope. They gave it to Riho, and I bet they instantly regret it, because ever since she lost
Blame
the title,
Kenny Omega for that one.
nobody even knows who the frick she is anymore. And honestly,
Exactly.
yeah. Anyways, Hikaru Shida, I'd probably say by default she was the best women's champion.
Longest reign. That's it.
Longest reign, and she lost it at the same event she won it at, which was Double or Nothing.
The only reason her reign was The only reason her reign was long, in my opinion, was because of the pandemic. No, I'm saying.
Yeah, I'd probably say that is the case.
And she did pretty good.
She won the title during the pandemic, yes, but she did have many stellar matches with the likes of Thunder Rosa, but the reason they didn't give it to her is because she wasn't fully signed with AEW yet, and she was NWA Women's Champion.
Exactly.
So there was a problem with that.
Honestly, during Shida's reign, the NWA Women's Champion felt more important than your own company's Women's Champion. Like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, it's honestly like the reverse of Impact and AEW, when AEW felt more important in an Impact show.
Yeah, bro.
That's the problem. Here's the thing. If you're trying to do... This is why crossovers, honestly, do not work out. I'm like, I don't get it. So, yeah, Dr. Britt Baker retains the title. Match was good. I give them both credit for that. But Britt Baker's honestly a terrible champion.
I'm not buying into her. I think she's super overrated by people. Oh, she's a good wrestler. I'm not denying that. Oh, she's a great character. She's a dentist. That's her character.
Not only that, she's an actual dentist.
Yeah, she is an actual dentist.
How is that much more of a character?
And is she a heel or a face? What is she?
And not to mention also, hell, they even had, remember All Out 2020, they had a freaking match in her dentist office, and it was terrible.
Failed.
Failed.
Didn't care for it.
I was like, she faced Big Swole. Do you even remember who that is
Big
anymore?
Swole. Yeah, Big Swole. Remember her? She's Cedric Alexander's freaking wife. Yeah, it's all she's going to remember for because she's not on television.
Yeah, she ain't on television anymore. This is also
another
situation.
She's freaking dark.
Another situation we got, folks, and that is, once again, AEW has an overbloated roster. A lot of the names we just mentioned, not even hanging around anymore. They're just hanging around on Dark or probably being stuck in catering.
Tony Khan, I think it's time to start cutting some slices here, buddy. You know?
Yeah, cut some more slices.
It's time to start thinning the herd a little bit.
Cut some more slices because I'm really hungry.
Not time to do it because of budget cuts.
You meant releases. I thought that you meant... No, never mind.
I mean, I got some meat right here. I mean, got some bread, meat right here. If you want.
Got any oranges?
Yeah, I do actually. For sure.
No, that's an Orange Cassidy action figure. I didn't say that.
Ah, so you don't want to slice Orange Cassidy? All right, fine.
I'll slice them later, but never mind.
All right.
Leo, if you have any thoughts, what was your thoughts on the women's title match?
It was just fine.
Well, I guess that's it. It was just fine. That's all we need to be saying.
I got my few thoughts. I mean, Tay Conti is really coming into her own as a single star. I think she's great. I think she's talented, and in one way or another. Britt Baker, like I said, she is just super overrated by everybody. Is she a heel or is she a face? Like, what is she? One minute she's getting booed, the next she's getting cheered. Next minute she's hyping up the crowd. Next minute she's getting booed. She's trying to get the crowd to boo her. What are you?
I don't freaking know anymore.
Oh my god, it's just so confusing. I think she's just severely overrated. It's like, and I like her. I do. Like, oh, you can't like you. Why are you saying you like her? You think she's overrated? That's because you can do that. Simple as that, people. You can do that.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Like I find Cody Rhodes overrated, but I somewhat like Cody. Somewhat. But Britt Baker, man, just take the title off her. It's time. It's been time. The title is irrelevant in my opinion. I don't care about it. Put on somebody who actually is. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, if they're gonna have Thunder Rose be the one to take the title off of her, get her on the goddamn phone.
Exactly.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next match. That had a fantastic build-up, and that was a match that was honestly bizarre and a little disappointing. Eddie Kingston versus CM Punk. Yeah, I just said a CM Punk match was bizarre and disappointing.
The match was just... I enjoyed it for one spot.
Yeah.
Just for one spot. And we all know what that spot is.
Yep. Rent-free, Punk.
Wow, Punk.
But at the same time, it looked more like a tribute than a shot.
Yeah, that was pretty much a tribute. He likes Cena, so that wasn't really a shot. If he did the freaking five-knuckle shot, I would have been on the floor.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
But I will say that the build-up to CM Punk and Eddie Kingston had fantastic promos. If you saw the build-up leading into it, they cut amazing promos on each other. So that was
Good
good.
video package before the freaking fight. With
Yeah, that was really good. I enjoyed
That was
that.
dope.
But here's the thing. They had a lot of, quote, magic going on for them in this feud. And it was looking good. It's like, that's all they had to do. They had to just keep the magic good. And then Eddie Kingston said the dreaded line, "I don't care if I lose." At that moment, we were like, oh, shit, you did not just say that.
Well, your fate is sealed.
Yeah, your fate is sealed because you just said you don't care if you lose. If you don't care if you lose and you're heading into a match, what the fuck is wrong with you? Hell, this isn't a title match. This ain't a big time your career's on the line thing. Hell, this wasn't even big. You're not gonna lose. This isn't a you're gonna lose your house match. I get to sleep with your wife if you lose. No, this is like just a regular one-on-one match, and all because Eddie Kingston didn't like CM Punk.
I will give Eddie Kingston this. The reason he basically said that he doesn't care if he wins this, he just wanted to beat CM Punk, which he couldn't do.
Yeah, he was like, he just wanted to be CM Punk, and now he wants to beat him. But all of a sudden, nope, I don't care if I lose. I'm like, what?
You wanted to beat him up, and then you beat him up, you bloodied him, you did the 5 moves of doom, and then you lost.
Yeah.
And it was a shoot fight-ish. There were legit strikes and all that. Eddie Kingston clocked Punk the second the bell, and which I laughed. I was like, "Damn!" But yeah, it was. This match was awkward at times. Like, it wasn't bad for me. It wasn't bad. I actually enjoyed it. It was just awkward at times.
Yeah, just honestly, there's a lot of the problems with that sort of thing, and like, you don't. Yeah. It's like you don't do that if you're like putting yourself in a big time matchup on pay-per-view, especially if it involves CM Punk, the guy you've been heavily promoted as someone who speaks and talks every single week. When he competes, it's supposed to be some sort of big deal. And this was CM Punk's first big deal since Darby Allin. His match with Darby Allin was good, but this one, not so much. Because the feud was going good, and then the whole I don't care if I lose thing happened, and it kind of short-circuited.
Yeah.
You don't short-circuit your feuds, you morons. That's WWE's job to short-circuit their feuds.
Exactly.
Okay. Obviously, we knew CM Punk wasn't going to lose. We knew that from the start. But even then, putting in the line, I don't care if I lose, just ruined everything.
Even Danielson's lost a match, for God's sakes. Not a singles match, but he's lost a match before.
Yeah.
But seriously, why are you keeping Punk so protected? Like, he's been gone for 7... Y'all been chanting this man's name for 7 years. Like, that's great. He's back and all. I'm now, like, I don't know, man. Just Punk, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I like him and all, but he's something.
So Willie, what was your thoughts, like, overall on the match?
Outside of the 5 moves of doom spot, which had me on the floor, it was okay-ish. It was bloody. It was violent. 5 moves of doom, GTS. That was it. Yeah, it was short. It's very questionable towards the end. I was like, what the heck?
All right.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, well, Leo, what was your thoughts on the match?
Great build. Half the match was good. The other half was just weird. As the shortest match at just 11 minutes, it's like, is that all you've got? Like, that really? You could have done just a little bit more? Like, it's like you have the 5 moves of doom spot. You got a couple kicks at, like, the hard punch at the beginning. Then you get, like, 2 GTSs, and that's it. It's like, wait, is that it? Like, I'm like, I best way to describe my reaction is that gif of Pulp Fiction with John Travolta just looking around with his hand low and like,
yeah.
Well,
no, like, that's it. Okay.
One
thing I will give Eddie Kingston credit for is what happened, like, the following Dynamite when he was so upset. He's like, "That's it. I'm going to catering." I was like, okay, that was funny.
That was actually hilarious. You find out why.
That was well done. Okay.
Yeah, it's better.
Yep. All right, we're going to move on to the next match. This next match was also a little too long and kind of all over the place and not that good. The Minneapolis Street Fight. The Inner Circle versus Ethan Page, Scorpio Sky, and America's Top Team. All I remember was Dan Lambert. I don't even remember who the fuck the UFC fighters were.
Yeah, I don't remember much from this match. I really don't.
You know what should have happened instead? They should have had Sammy Guevara defend the TNT title.
Oh, yeah, did you know Sammy Guevara's TNT champion? Yeah, he's still the TNT champion. I guess AEW legit forgot. But then we forgot Shinsuke Nakamura is the Intercontinental champion.
Well,
Good job,
the
both
one
companies.
thing I will give AEW credit for is, in my opinion, Sammy Guevara has been one of the best TNT champions, and that's because how many weeks has he defended that? Oh, my God. Almost every single week. And Sammy Guevara has performed spectacular match after spectacular match. But once again, they stuck him on a pay-per-view with the Inner Circle. He's the TNT champion. Let him stand out on his own.
I'm so tired of the Inner Circle.
Sammy Guevara.
Legitimately tired of the Inner Circle.
I was so happy that I was in Rochester, New York to witness in person Sammy Guevara winning the TNT championship. That was emotional. I was crying in the audience. And at that moment, I was like, that was awesome. That was amazing. And the best part was the Inner Circle wasn't the ones who came out to congratulate him. It was almost the entire locker room. But they did not make it all about the Inner Circle. It was about Sammy. Then they stuck him in once again with Jericho, Santana and Ortiz, and Jack Swagger. I still call him Jack Swagger because, let's be honest, that's all he'll ever be.
Swaggerless individual.
Yep. And yet we're still making a big deal here about the Inner Circle, which debuted 2 years ago when Dynamite came on TV.
The Inner Circle should have been disbanded months ago, or last year at least.
Yeah, they were involved in 2 Stadium Stampede matches. Only the first one was good. And Sammy Guevara let's be honest, Sammy Guevara's been the highlight of the Inner Circle.
Yeah, we've been there.
Yep. He was the highlight of this Minneapolis Street Fight when he performed that amazing tribute to Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, that was cool. Ladder spot with Swanton. That was amazing. That's all I remember. That's what I remember. I can't talk about this match because I don't remember much about it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. And here's the thing. I don't even remember, nor do I give a shit about Chris Jericho chasing Dan Lambert.
Jericho, I am so tired of Chris Jericho, both on screen and off screen.
Yeah, this whole thing with him is just, oh my God, this is a big waste. The only thing that's good about him is the Judas entrance, and even that is only a 2-minute thing.
I can't stand Judas anymore. Seriously, that song is overdone. Like, it was cool at first. Now the crowd's singing along 24/7. Now the crowd's going to CM Punk's theme. And I know it's stupid to play about theme songs, but oh my God, just can't stand these 2 themes. Punk's theme I'm fine with, but Judas, oh my God. Can the crowd just be quiet at times? Gee, I legit mute my TV every time that Jericho comes out. Look, so I want to hear the freaking crowd sing. Yes. I got my own freaking version. Me and my boys have our own version of Judas that we sing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like, honestly, the whole thing with the Inner Circle, like, ever since, it's really terrible that Sammy Guevara, he's the TNT champion, so he should be honestly standing out on his own away from the Inner Circle for good, forever. Because, in my opinion, the Inner Circle was perfect for him when he started in AEW to give him a lot more exposure. That was perfect. And we even said, when the time comes, Sammy Guevara deserves to run on his own, away from the Inner Circle. That moment happened months ago, before he became TNT champion. Months ago.
AEW, I got my crystal ball right here. I'm going to rub my crystal ball, right? Rub my crystal ball, and I see into the future, right? Look into the future. And in the future right now, I say the Inner Circle is still around, but they pretty much broke off from Sammy Guevara and replaced him with somebody else. Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Can you give me that back, please?
Yes, you can have your crystal ball back until I see something else into the future.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Next time if you want to take something from mine, just ask.
Well, it was laying around, so yeah.
Okay, very nice. I don't know if you remember this, Willie, but Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky were in the match.
Can't stand Scorpio Sky. Ethan Page is a waste in this company. Enough said.
And there were 2 UFC fighters, apparently.
Oh, yeah, those guys. I don't remember who they are. All I remember was the freaking hot chick in the freaking ringside.
Yeah, Dan Lambert, a big talker like the Paul Heyman, dressed like Michael Cole.
I like Dan Lambert. He's actually funny.
Dressed like Michael Cole. Basically, but even in that match, even he was not even a highlight at all.
You mean the one be Dave Meltzer? That's first what he is. And he cracks me up.
Yeah, we didn't even care if Chris Jericho caught him and socked him in the face. We didn't care.
No, like this match was. Why was this the co-main event?
Yeah,
it's like when the Big Show took on freaking what did he take on at All Out?
QT Marshall, I think it was.
Yeah, QT, that guy.
Now,
yeah,
here's the thing.
QT Marshall.
I was in the crowd that night, and I didn't even watch the match.
I didn't watch the match either. I legit switched the show off for like a few minutes.
Hey, at least you could switch the show off. I was in the damn arena.
Exactly. I went to go and get some food or whatever. Like,
yeah, imagine that. Huh? Imagine attending the show and intentionally not watching a match.
And get that. The Big Show, Paul, we were freaking calling, hasn't been seen since that pay-per-view.
Nope, not at all. And now I didn't see him, so in other words, I haven't seen him since a few weeks ago. So, yeah, that's that. And there's this match.
Yeah.
Sammy Guevara should have defended the TNT Championship against, honestly, if you want to put him in there, either Scorpio Sky or Ethan Page. And then maybe we would have been like, well, at least the match is good.
Bro.
Anyways, Leo, you got any thoughts on the street fight?
We got Leo.
For a street fight, this was boring. Like for the first half, like, why are you guys on the apron doing tags? Secondly, for like how is it that a match earlier that was Falls Count Anywhere with half the number of guys was more violent, more brutal, and more entertaining than this? You got a group of 5. You have 2 groups of 5 guys. You have a street fight. Like, just go nuts. But no, you restrained yourselves. And for Dan Lambert, like, I'm sorry, I cannot stand the man. He is obnoxious. It's like an obnoxious grandpa that just won't go away. I'm like, can I just go be the one in the crowd just to go in and just finally smack the guy and not have security restrain me? Which, by the way, screw you, dude, who attacked Seth Rollins this past Monday.
Oh, I did a video about that. Go try my YouTube channel. Ladies and gentlemen, move on. Do not jump the barricade, you freaking idiots.
Here's the thing. I was on Twitter. I posted about it. Honestly, I posted one of the best tweets I could ever make. And that was, if you ever feel worthless in life... it's like, if you ever feel like you're worthless, a waste of life, the dumbest person on the planet, a complete utter failure, doomed for the rest of your life, just look at the fan who attacked Seth Rollins, and you'll instantly feel better about yourself. Because, let's be honest, you can't stoop any lower than that.
Why are you out here attacking wrestlers? Legit, stop it.
Worst part is, there was a guy, I'm not going to say his name, but there was a guy who actually responded to me saying I shouldn't have said that stuff because the dude had mental issues. I'm like, okay, I understand it. If you got mental issues, I hope you get help. I hope you receive help. As a guy who's got a lot of mental illnesses, I understand. But when you do shit like that was deliberate and planned for like 2 years, I don't care if you got mental illnesses, you deserve what you get.
The fact that was planned for 2 years is actually disturbing.
Yeah, you don't do that shit. You don't jump the barrier for any reason at all.
You don't. You would be glad Rollins didn't actually take matters into his own hands that night. Like, don't be jumping the barricade.
I even tweeted out, the WWE should honestly stop going to Brooklyn. I even posted the photo of the guy who attacked Bret Hart.
Oh, people are like, oh, well, they should bring back the Thunderdome and all that kind of stuff. No.
No, don't bring back the Thunderdome. Just take it easy when it comes to Brooklyn for a bit. Or actually just freaking tighten the damn security, for God's sake.
You need freaking like the National Guard there or something like that at this point. Like fans jumping barricades, slapping wrestlers, attacking wrestlers because they think they're tough. Come on, man.
Okay, honestly, here's the thing. I know this is probably asking for too much, but can we at least bring back the plexiglass for the barricades now?
Yeah.
That way they can't exactly get over.
Or put like when you do that, put like holes in there so people can reach their hands through and just just high five the wrestlers or whatever. That's about it.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna talk more about WWE in a moment.
So just to finish up what I was saying before, the match boring as hell. Would not, aside from the swanton off the tall ladder, didn't care about anything in this match. We'll just move on.
Okay, and we are gonna move on to at least the event ended with a massive and great main event for the AEW World Championship as Kenny Omega defended against Hangman Adam Page. And how cool was it that at last year's Full Gear, it was these two who started the pay-per-view. It started the pay-per-view where Kenny beat Adam to become number one contender to the title he ended up winning. And now, Full Gear a year later, it comes full circle. The 2 years of storyline leading up to that. It doesn't get any better than that, does it? We even said it that Adam Page should be the one to take the title off Kenny Omega. And ladies and gentlemen, they did it. Hangman Adam Page is your new AEW World Champion.
Thank the heavens above.
Yep. I'm going to head upstairs really quick. I got to quickly grab something. But Willie, go ahead and talk about your thoughts on the match.
Oh, my God. Oh, man. But Leo can vouch for me since he was in the Sky Call with me. I was very quiet during this match. Like, I was silent during this match till the end. Like, every near fall, every freaking spot, I was like, you better not win this match, Kenny. You better not freaking win. And just like, I think my boys, laughed at me a little bit in the call. Because every near fall, I was like, don't you freaking win, Kenny. Don't you freaking win. Like, every interference, the Bucks came out. I was like, if you freaking swear. I legit made a vow. Like, I was going to fall through that also. Like I said, if Hangman does not win the title, I was going to stop watching AEW until he won the title. And they did the right thing on that night. You can go look at my reaction on my YouTube channel. It does it justice. My words don't. I've been waiting for this for 2 years now. It doesn't feel real. Still doesn't feel real. I've been a huge Hangman fan since 2018.
And ladies and gentlemen,
All In.
And ladies and gentlemen, as a result of this, I was happy to be in attendance for the show in Norfolk, where he labeled AEW Dynamite to be National Cowboy Shit Day.
Every day is National Cowboy Shit Day. They were recording this actually as National Cowboy Shit Day.
What is this, the next Rusev Day?
It's better than Rusev Day, man. Come on now. National Cowboy Shit Day. I got Hangman. And I've been waiting for this for so long, you have no idea. The story, it's just been incredible. 2 years of build-up for my boy, the Hanger.
Oh, my God. Willie, I just realized something.
Yeah.
My birthday's on National Cowboy Shit Day.
Yes, it is.
Yours is too.
Hanger. And Leo's.
Leo.
Every day is National Cowboy Shit Day, people. Tomorrow's National Cowboy Shit Day. Yeah, tomorrow is actually Thanksgiving. But yeah, every day is National Cowboy Shit Day. Tomorrow is National Cowboy Thanksgiving Shit Day.
Yeah. Y'all are going to be taking a lot of Thanksgiving shits when you're done with all that food.
It actually depends on how much we eat, but still. But oh my gosh, just like, my words here don't do it justice, man. Just go look at my YouTube video. I did a reaction to the ending. It was so emotional. I was so happy. Even after the show, and like, I just couldn't believe it. Like, I was so happy. I just couldn't believe it. I was just, Hangman's my guy. So I've been waiting for a very long time for this. And they finally did it. Thank you, Tony Khan, for listening to us, not just me, but to everyone out there. Kenny, your reign, while very questionable, you did okay. Not as good as Jon Moxley, in my opinion, in terms of like carrying it, but the matches that you put on were pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Triple threat match with you, Pac, and Orange Cassidy from was it Double or Nothing?
Yep, it was Double or Nothing.
Yeah, Double or Nothing was great. You versus Rich Swann at Rebellion was great. You didn't need to win the freaking title for Rich Swann, but that's just me. Just there are many more. You against Phoenix back in January was great. Just as much as I don't really care for the ending of the barbed wire, the splitting barbed wire death match, the match was great. The ending sucked. But Kenny, he did pretty good as the world champion. I just wish he didn't go on for that long. And Hangman should have won a little bit earlier, but it's understandable why they did it. I actually thought they weren't going to put it on for a while. Because I was so mad when they took him off TV with the whole beatdown kind of stuff. I was like, they're going to put Tyler Danielson. I was legit ready to go out, just be done with this company. But they didn't. And they turned Danielson heel, obviously, and they turned me against Danielson, obviously. So, but if everyone goes against Hangman and I like you, you're automatically going to get booed from me. I don't care who you are. But it was just an incredible moment.
If that's the case, let's get Finn Balor over there to see how you react.
Oh yeah, I can probably do that. That'll probably happen. But yeah, it's just an incredible moment. Great match. Not that much interference. Thank God. Well, there was interference, but didn't do that much. Bucks gave the nod to Hangman to finish him off, and that was it. Bucks shot Lariat. That was great. I loved how Hangman hit the one-winged angel. That was great. Because I was worried Kenny hits the one-winged angel, it's over. Good. There's a table spot in there. There's just so many things, man. Hangman got a fantastic entrance. I loved it. I still couldn't believe it. Like, the second the match ended, I couldn't believe it. Like, it took me like 2 days afterwards to realize he's champ. Like, what the heck? My words don't do it justice, man. Just go watch my YouTube video and just go watch the match itself. It was great. My guy's the world champion. I'm happy. Enough said.
Yes, indeed. Leo, what was your thoughts on the main event?
Well, forever I'm gonna label this as let's try and give Willie a freaking heart attack match, because being on the call with him, watching this, I can just hear him giving gas and like all these weird noises that he, like, every time Kenny gave a move, it almost had the match won on a number of occasions. As like it was almost comical but understandable, because I will say this right here, right now. Kenny Omega, great wrestler. I think is overrated, but great wrestler. Your title reign was not that good. I'm sorry. I will say that right now. It was not that good. Your reign as champion is very bad. If the only thing that I can remember from it is sparkles and, oh yeah, 69 me done. If that's all I can remember about your reign, then you screwed up.
Yes, that is true. I enjoyed the fact that Adam Page won the title. A lot of us have been saying for the longest time that he should be the one, not anyone else. And even when Bryan Danielson came in, some people actually changed their minds and said, no, Bryan should be the one. I'm like, no.
The second they said Saz, like, sit down and be quiet. Hey, man, you should take it.
Yeah, that's the situation where even the biggest fans of Bryan Danielson, when he won at WrestleMania 30, where even they were like, no.
You know it's serious when the company has me turning on Bryan. Yeah, turning on Bryan. You know it's serious now.
Yep.
Don't joke. I legit booed him when he had the little promo against Hangman last week.
Yep. Okay. With that being said, that was AEW Full Gear. We're an hour and a half into the podcast, and now we're going to switch gears and move over. Switch gears, get it? Move over to WWE Survivor Series, which I believe was questionable in so many ways. So,
boy, was it.
A lot of times. Okay, I'm just going to flat out say it. Did they have to have Raw win 5-2?
No, they didn't.
Not to mention 5 in a row? It takes out the competition.
I think I know why. I think I know why they keep having Raw wipe the floor with SmackDown.
What you got?
This is the reason WWE is constantly having Raw beat SmackDown in these Survivor Series matches, is because they know how they look at social media. They know how people react every single week on Raw. Be like, oh, this show sucks. It needs to die. Like, every single week is 3 hours of the same boring, crappy wrestling. Like SmackDown, AEW, even Impact's better. And this is their way of being like, you know what? Screw you. We're gonna be putting our wrestlers here on Raw. They're all go. Excuse me. they're all going over
And not to
because
mention
screw you.
Yeah, they're all going over. Okay, well, what about Big E? And they're like, no. Anyways, though, I will say, for once, a pay-per-view had a terrible build-up, and it did not exactly deliver that well. In a couple of matches, it did, but only in a couple of matches.
Yes, a couple. WWE, you did some questionable things on this night.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The build-up.
Best way
I
could describe it is tonight they had a little bit of egg on their face.
Oh yeah.
Shockingly enough,
I guess their ideas were scrambled a little bit.
Shockingly, not. Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You said the things were scrambled a bit, but look at Roman Reigns. He went over easy.
Yeah.
And Big E was lying on the ground, sunny side up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, WWE. Thank you for taking that red notice egg and making it more important than your whole pay-per-view.
Thank you very much for poaching everything.
I guess you cracked our freaking appetite from that one, WWE.
And shockingly enough, not the first time an egg has been involved with Survivor Series, i.e. 1990.
Yep.
Honestly, how funny would it have been if the gobbledygooker is the one who stole the egg?
At least that would have been something paid off.
I'll be honest, I would have laughed because that would have been funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, we had Austin Theory because he wanted a selfie.
Yeah, okay, so back to this, though. The build-up, yeah, I admit, it was horrendous. The four champions matches, understandable. We already knew they were official because of who the champions were. Okay, fine. You should have at least announced it and did something. Like, have the champions defend their title. I mean, I've always said, in the weeks leading to Survivor Series, if you're doing Raw versus SmackDown, have the champions build up their... Sorry if you hear noise in the background, but you have the champions defend their titles in the weeks leading up to it so that they earn the right to represent their team. And as for the participants of the match, don't announce it via Twitter. Spend weeks building them up, having people earn the right to join the team, make it prestigious, and actually have the winning teams get a reward.
Exactly.
A freaking reward, please!
Exactly, but just the way they announced on Twitter, I know it was very different on that, but I just found it so weird.
And not only did they announce it via Twitter, but they broke them up.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and Kevin Owens on Team Raw were the only members who were originally announced. Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory replaced Rey and Dominic Mysterio. Look on SmackDown's side. There was only one change, and that was Sami Zayn being replaced by Sheamus for reasons we still don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Conspiracy.
Yeah, and then there's Team Raw. Toni Storm replaced Aaliyah.
SmackDown. Toni Storm is on SmackDown.
Yeah, Toni Storm replaced Aaliyah, who honestly, here's the thing. Aaliyah got taken out of the team despite winning a match for her team.
Yeah.
Well, how does that make any sense?
I don't know. Like, so stupid.
Yeah, kayfabe-wise is because Sonya Deville is feuding against Naomi, who apparently Aaliyah is friends with. But from reality's sakes, from what I heard, is because Aaliyah, they feel she's still not as experienced, and they didn't want to put the pressure on her to be on this kind of a big stage. And not to mention, she also apparently puked after her match a couple weeks ago on SmackDown.
Wait, what?
Wow.
Yeah, she did. She apparently vomited when she got backstage.
Wow.
So she gets taken off the team for that?
I think it's one of the reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently she said she didn't eat anything, but she then puked. I think it's the anxiety, the pressure getting into on that big a stage. Because remember, she hasn't been on a level that big, like, at least yet. I mean, I watched her perform a couple months ago when I attended SmackDown. She was on a dark match, but even then, like, there was only about half the crowd was filled up in there.
Okay, that's a fair point in that. But then we look at it. Here's another thing that was also a really huge issue here. They put the freaking Battle Royal in the main show, and they put Damian Priest and Shinsuke Nakamura on the pre-show.
Stupid, dumb,
Not to
horrible.
mention, what the hell was that? Here's the thing. I get that, yes, it was a Battle Royal, and there was still brand supremacy involved because they were wearing their respective colors. But why was it every man for themselves?
I don't know. Why was
Not
it
to mention,
pizza?
the winner gets, what, pizza?
That's what the winner got.
Pizza!
Oh, and by the way, this thing is not sponsored by Pizza Hut. So no, we're not doing any of that.
No.
And then, what was that?
I'll be honest, they're actually sponsoring that a lot better than AEW did.
No, for real.
But I will say, like, okay, I will be at least admit, hey, the winner gets pizza. I'm like, well, at least that's freaking something. At least it gets Moss got something in comparison to everybody else who got nothing.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Yeah. And the pre-show, Damian Priest got himself disqualified when he hit Shinsuke Nakamura with Rick Boo's guitar, and thus, as a result, SmackDown got 1 point heading into the show, and that was literally the only point they got until the main event. This is almost similar to 2018 when there was a damn clean sweep.
We don't talk about 2018. No.
Yeah, 2018 was terrible.
We don't talk about that Survivor Series.
Yeah, that was horrible. The actual opening match was Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair. And let's be honest, that was good.
The only good match of the freaking night, along with the men's Survivor Series freaking match. Enough said.
Yep, I enjoyed the match for what it was, and not to mention the promos leading into it. The potential real-life beef that was backstage actually kind of fueled a bit.
Rip shoot.
And, yeah, I believe that shit was worked. I don't believe a single thing on that case. But, yeah, the match was so good, and I had a great time watching it. And at the time, the score was 0-1. So when Becky Lynch got the cheating win by pulling her hand on the ropes, the score was tied 1-1. And we were like, okay, things are shaping up. We had a good match, and the competition's looking good.
Yep.
That's all you had to do. Just keep it going like that. Back and forth. Trade the wins until it was tied for the main event.
But they didn't do that.
No, they did not.
Lazy booking, I swear to God, this company, man.
Yeah, I don't understand that. But anyways, Leo, what was your thoughts on the opening match?
It took us by surprise that it was the opening match because from what we heard, it was originally going to be the main event. But, plans change. And, for what it was a very good physical match. The heat was there. Charlotte with her weird braids and Becky dressed up like Scarlet Witch with the tights showing off way too much of her bum. But
that reminds me. I think Charlotte Flair was also dressed like Agatha.
Yeah.
So this was a literal WandaVision fight. Yeah. Speaking of, if you haven't seen WandaVision, folks, go watch it. It's on Disney Plus. It's actually good.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. It's you got that. You got the weird braids. You got the Scarlet Witch outfit. You've got Becky's bum being shown a little too much, which I know Will wouldn't argue to that, but I expected Becky to win, but there was also a part of me that didn't think they would pull it. But you know what? It's fine for us. Becky apparently was very uncomfortable with the match, but you know what? Props to both of them to actually be as professional as it was, to be kind of like shoot working, making it feel real when it wasn't really real, and at least put any backstage problems that they both have to put on another great match.
Indeed. So, Willie, what's your thoughts on the match?
Oh boy, I loved it. It was fun. It was entertaining. It was very, very, very physical. And I mean physical to the point where it's like, oh my God, they're going to kill each other and legit try to hurt each other. And there were stiff strikes, stiff shots. There were so many swears in this match. Good Lord. Figure fours, disarm hers, manhandle slams, wooing. There were so many things in this match. My girl won. I know I was rooting for Team SmackDown. I can't really get that. I can't. That's my girl. And when she got the dub, I was happy. I laughed. I really did. When she won up Charlotte. It was great. Fun match. Fun opening. Bex won. Enough said.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next match, which was actually 30 minutes long, but it was good. The men's traditional Survivor Series elimination match, and let's be honest, that was great.
I was shocked it was next. Like, seriously, I was like, what? Already?
And yeah, honestly, it was good. I like the team-ups of Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, and Austin Theory against Drew McIntyre, Happy Corbin, Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, and King Woods. I personally think King Woods should have been the captain after he became King of the Ring.
Exactly.
But I understand wanting to have Happy Corbin as the captain. It's understandable.
Happy Corbin, what are you talking about?
Wait.
Mr. McIntyre's freaking captain.
Wait, he was?
Yes, Mr. McIntyre was.
Oh.
Don't you mean the Big D?
Yeah, the Big D was the captain.
Yeah, that was weird as fuck. But Kevin Owens walked out at the start of the match for reasons we don't understand.
I mean, there's theories.
There's a bunch of theories about it.
Yeah, there's an Austin theory about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's because I think it's either because one, since he's a heel now, he didn't really care about this match, or two, it's getting back at Seth Rollins because of 2020's Survivor Series.
Oh my god, I remember that. That was weird as hell. But
Hang on a second there, boys. I'm about to dip. I'm about to get going. That's if I can finish the show. I'm about to dip.
Oh man.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay.
I mean, I could say my opinions on the rest of the match pretty quickly if you want me to.
Yeah, if that's the case, actually, here's the thing. Let's be perfectly fair. There wasn't much to talk about anyway once the competition died off.
Yeah, for real.
Let's just be happy for one thing. Let's be happy that it ended with Seth Rollins and Jeff Hardy. Now, Jeff Hardy should challenge Roman Reigns.
Yep.
I'm honest, the whole Battle Royal, the whole thing about pizza, didn't really care. RK Bro and the Usos, sorry if this is suddenly going all the way fast, folks, but Willie's not the only one who has to take care of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all got.
Yeah, but
hey, at least we're getting this done, and you got something to listen to.
Yeah, RK Bro and the Usos, it was good. It was a good match, but the problem is, the moment RK Bro won, that's when everyone's like, oh, the competition's over and Raw wins. So, in other words, the last two matches, the Women's Survivor Series match, I don't even remember that, and it was 25 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, and the crowd had I have my quick opinions on that. Match was just weird. Bianca Belair, in my opinion, just went all Super Saiyan on the very end. Liv Morgan should have been the Social Rock for Team Raw. I don't care what anybody says about that one. The way Sasha Banks got eliminated was freaking stupid. I wish she got freaking pinned or whatever. I didn't care for that. The rest of the match was just I don't know why Natalya was in there. She should be back on freaking Instagram posting pics about two paws or whatever. And that was it. Shotzi, the way Shotzi got eliminated, didn't care for it. Like I said, the Social Rock was just, I don't know, man. I know they're trying to make up for her because she lost twice to Becky Lynch. Boo-hoo. Boo freaking who. Keep crying and keep calling Becky racist or whatever the heck you idiot trolls are doing. Keep doing it because Beck's still going to be the champ. Main event was okay. Not as good as Drew McIntyre and Roman last year, but still fun. Big E, he's wearing his WWE champion. I don't know why people want the title off him already, but it's going to happen. It's Seth Rollins. And
Gesundheit.
Yeah. And Finn Balor Rollins WrestleMania.
Yeah. All right.
And
well,
enough said.
Yeah.
Before you quickly head off, I will say we will be back next week for NXT War Games.
War Games.
And yes, NXT War Games is in a couple of weeks, and it's not TakeOver. It's not a TakeOver.
Takeovers are apparently done. Apparently, there are rumors they're not really finished, but until they move back into bigger mirrors, we're just going to be calling them NXT. Yeah. You know.
And not to mention one last thing. You guys are idiots if you thought The Rock was going to be at Survivor Series.
Oh, yeah, you guys are. Did you really think The Rock was showing up? If that's fine if you did. If you really, really, really bought into thinking The Rock was showing just because they freaking promote all that kind of stuff. It was the 20th anniversary. What'd you expect The Rock to do? Flying on his magic Brahma Bull? Come on, man.
Yeah,
Be smart.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, if I can give my couple, just a few little things. Men's match, fun, questionable with some of the eliminations, but overall was fine. Battle Royal, a few funny spots with the pizza. Aside from that, didn't care. RK Bros at Usos, I barely paid attention, but for what I saw, it was okay. Women's Survivor Series match, I did not care at all. I'm sorry. I have respect for all these women as performers, but I just did not care enough to really stick around and watch it all the way through. Honestly, the only thing harder for me to do than care about this match is get my hands on a PS5. And you can quote me that for the rest of the next couple of years. And for the main event, fun match, really enjoyed it. I honestly, in my opinion, match of the night. But you know what? It's that or the opening with Becky and Charlotte. I think those two are the only highlights of the show. Other than that, Survivor Series 2021 is far from excellent.
Yeah. I gave it literally a 7 out of 10.
And of course, next to NXT War Games, we will also, for the first time ever, folks, be talking about WWE during the holidays when there's day one.
Yep.
But that ain't till the end of December when we talk about that. So until then, folks, we hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving and you're getting a lot of great shit for Black Friday. The holidays are among us soon, and I cannot wait to have a good time with my family. So, folks, Heel Balor, you know what to do.
Yeah, we're losers and this is our lounge. Gobble, gobble, everybody.